Welcome everyone to another Pomade review, and today we'll be taking a look at a European homebrew. Now, the homebrew scene in Europe isn't as big as it is in the United States, but it's pretty moderate, and you may have heard of some great names such as Bone Crusher and Womanizer. Europe has produced some fine homebrews. The ones you just mentioned are popular German homebrews, and I've tried one European homebrew before, only one, and it's German as well. It's called Fettkopf Strong. I did a review of it half a year ago, and I really don't like it whatsoever. It's not a good pomade in my opinion. I couldn't get it to work my hair at all. It's way too waxy for me, and I couldn't get a good style out of it whatsoever. And apparently I'm not the only one, because I discussed it in a Facebook group, and the people who actually used the pomade before have similar issues to that I have. So it really is not the best pomade out there, and I really don't like it. But the one I'll be discussing today is actually a pretty good one, and it's not German, it's from the Netherlands. It's a nice little Dutch homebrew called Robuust Pomade. Despite being around for 2 years now already, it's been here since 2016, as it says on the labeling of the jar. It's a very obscure one. Not many people actually know about it, and if you look it up online, you wouldn't really get much information about it other than its Facebook page. And this one, the labeling of the jar has the logo on it, Robuust Pomade. The year it was released, 2016, and it says proudly made on top with a simple design on it. But honestly, the labeling and the design really is not the best at all. I mean, normally in a lot of homebrews, the label's printed on these glossy stickers, but this is an absolutely matte surface. Like, it feels absolutely like paper, you know, one of those label stickers you buy at the bookstore. That's kind of like what it feels like. And naturally, if you're using a pomade, you would really want to know what's in it. But there's no information about that on this pomade whatsoever, not even at the back, not even at the bottom. It doesn't contain any single mention of its ingredients inside it. So that's what I really find to be an issue on this particular product. But it comes in a really nice glass jar. I gotta give them that. And I can't tell how much product there is inside. It doesn't say over here, but I reckon it's about 3 ounces worth of pomade in there with a nice metal screw top. Opening it up, you would see a very typical yellowish white pomade color. It appears to be made of beeswax, and the scent on it is actually exactly like Fettkopf, that other German homebrew pomade I've used, which is actually a pretty musky lemongrass scent. It's sort of like not too much of a spicy scent, but it does smell like spices, but not just without that, you know, tingly scent, tingly feel on your nose, but it's pretty musky and quite masculine though. It's not too strong. I mean, Fettkopf has the exact same scent on it, but they use way too much scent and it's rather overbearing, but this one just has the right amount of scent on it. And scooping it out, I can tell by the color that it uses beeswax. It's actually kind of like a buttery wax to scoop out. Not too much effort, scoops out like a nice, rather buttery medium with some greasiness to it. And on your hands, it is actually pretty sticky. But it's no effort to melt it down whatsoever. It's easier to melt down compared to other mediums. And yes, this is a medium pomade. Right now, for the record, I'm on build up of this stuff. I just came out of the shower and blow dried, and with one round of shampoo, sort of like a relatively decent amount came out of my hair. I reckon it'll take at least 3 washes to get it out, but I can't say for sure. And some of the shine is still there. It has sort of a really nice medium gloss to it that is actually pretty healthy. When you first put it in, you would notice a little bit of a whited out sheen. But once you comb it in, it turns into more of a healthy gloss, it doesn't actually look too greasy whatsoever, and that's a pretty good slickness, especially on build-up right now. And you can tell that it comes in, it styles pretty easily, and it's kind of smooth and buttery. It's sort of creamy to comb into your hair. Styling is really, really easy with this, and even with just one scoop of it without any prior buildup, I could style my hair with this in only about 3 minutes. You could get a really quick styling with it and sort of a nice look to your hair. The slickness really, really does improve on the buildup, but let me just tell you that the buildup is not the cleanest whatsoever. Even when you just rub your hands through your hair, you can still feel the greasiness in it. There's somewhat of a waxy residue. It has a rather greasy buildup, but not too overly greasy. The buildup, however, is nice enough to give you an even better style and better height on the next time you style with it. And on the first time, you get a rather conservative height. The endurance on it, if you just use it without buildup, is actually not the best. My hair at the front actually fell a little bit, and I have to restyle it with my comb. But restyling it feels exactly like when you just initially put it in. The hold may be lost, but somehow it feels pretty much the same when you style it after a few hours and when you just first put it in your hair. And this is how my hair looks with the pomade in it. The scent of the pomade is not too strong, but you would really sniff it throughout the day, especially if you move your head around or if there's wind coming towards your hair. You would definitely smell it. It's not too weak, it's not really that subtle, but really it's not too strong or overbearing either. It's just enough. You might like the hint, you might like the scent, or you might hate it. It really depends on your preferences, but personally I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. I think it's just okay, but if I'm not in the mood, it can make me feel rather a little bit dizzy. So the hold on it is actually between a light medium and a true medium. I wouldn't say it is actually a true medium pomade. It's not really a light medium either, but it's like a notch between those two, and it doesn't really have the best endurance either. But if you want to know what the pomade looks like in my hair without anything else, just go ahead and look at my thumbnail. You can tell that I can get like a really nice looking contour with it. I can get a nice shape, a natural form with it, and that's what I really like. It's super easy to style with, and you can style with the pomade really quickly. But this stuff is actually not bad at all. I quite like it, and it's actually 15 euros, 14.95 really, and for its price, it's really not that bad, but I think it can actually be better. I really highly recommend the brewer to actually tell us what is going on with this, what's inside it. I don't know for sure, but I checked their Facebook page and they said that there's castor oil in this, but I can obviously tell by the creamy and rather buttery feel of it. It has petroleum jelly in it as its base ingredient, and beeswax is probably its second ingredient in there. But due to its softness, there may be or may not be some micro wax in there. So I have a relatively okay understanding of the ingredients, but not the best. And now my final verdict on Robuust pomade. Well, it is pretty good stuff. I mean, it is really a simple homebrew. It's not basic whatsoever, but the buildup on it is not filthy, but it's really not the cleanest either. Your hair would still feel greasy, and your hands would actually be greasy, a little bit greasy when you rub it through your hair even after one round of shampoo. And you can tell that obviously there's still some grease, a relatively moderate amount of grease in there even after you rinse with one round of shampoo, because the shine is actually still in your hair. And speaking of the shine, The shine on this is actually pretty good because the shine endures throughout the whole day and does not dull out a single bit. And it's sort of like a nice healthy gloss. It doesn't make your hair look too greasy whatsoever. It's kind of similar to the kind of shine that Sweet Georgia Brown gives you, except that this one is obviously less shiny than Sweet Georgia Brown. Just think of a Sweet Georgia Brown kind of shine if you've used it before, but just like a medium shine version of it. And it just makes your hair look pretty fresh without making it look overly greasy. But overall, it's got like an okay scent, a decent shine. Actually, I would say this hold is pretty decent, but on build-up, right now it actually becomes a true medium. It doesn't have the best endurance either, but this is overall okay. I would say it's good, but it's not really good enough to be called a favorite of mine. I've tried better stuff before, but overall, if you're looking for something to keep your hair in place for the whole day, with just enough stickiness to it, and it's pretty it's not the most sticky stuff out there, but it's got enough stickiness and enough slickness to style your hair with. But I noticed that throughout the day my sides get a little bit more fluffier, and like I said, its endurance is not the best, but it's got like an okay hold to it. So an okay hold, decent shine, not too strong of a scent, and the build-up is pretty good for control. You'd notice a significant increase in hold, but it's not that clean. And this is all I have to say about this pomade. There's really nothing else to say about it. And I think the thing that the brewer must work on the most for this pomade is the labeling of the jar. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Click on the bell icon so you never miss a single upload of mine. And I'll see you in my next video. Stay greasy, everybody.